Namaste and welcome to another great day at the Mike and Connor's Homestead. We're going to start off our chicken series today with a bit of an introduction. I wanted to open it up by showing you the benefits of having chickens. I have Americana chickens, so they lay kind of a multitude of colored eggs. You can see here I've got kind of a greenish colored egg, a bluish color egg. They also lay brown eggs, as you can see here. All kinds of different awesome little colors, different hues of kind of a green and a blue. Really good tasting eggs. The Americana, it's M-A-M-E-R-I-C-U-A-N-A is the spelling of the type of birds I have. Really cool. I think it's awesome. They also call them Easter egg layers. Now, I know that my Aunt Cindy had a question on Facebook for my sister that my sister told me about, and that was, do chickens smell? And my answer to that question would be no more so than a dog or a cat. Maybe less than a cat, because cats kind of have the litter box inside and sometimes can smell a bit funky. But I would say the location of your chicken run would be a big part of that. If you step in chicken doo-doo, of course it's going to smell. I'd say that stepping in chicken doo-doo is similar to stepping in dog doo-doo. Just an unpleasant experience overall. Dog doo-doo you can't use as fertilizer, whereas chicken doo-doo is probably one of the best fertilizers on earth. I would have to thank the chickens for a majority of the growth that I've had this year. Prior to having chickens, I really didn't have as much luck in gardening. Chicken doo-doo is kind of like the best fertilizer on earth. So it may smell. If you have a very sensitive sense of smell, you may not want to do it. But I think if you can provide a good yard that's a good enough distance away from your house, you're okay. Also, if you have enough room for the chickens to run around and go doo-doo in a wider area of space, you'll be okay. So my answer to you, Cindy, is no. I don't think they smell that bad. And I think for the benefits that you receive out of them, which would be for my 4-bird flock, anywhere between 2 to 4 eggs a day, totally worth it. And you can see here's the coop where they actually lay. So they have an area. This one has these little poles where they sleep, so they stand on these poles when they sleep. There's 2 of the poles. You can see there's another pole right here. Then when they sleep, they also go poop in this little kind of tray. I'll show you the tray. So I pull the tray once a day, drop the poop out, put it back away, grab the eggs, and then I'm kind of done for the day. So pretty simple. I wanted to show you guys the 30-pound feed trough I bought. This was an awesome buy, just kind of a gravity-fed situation. They come right in. They can't poop in their food. That's huge. The last thing I want is chickens eating their own poop in their food, so that's why I elevate it so that the chickens can't eat their own poop. Also, if you don't have your water on a nipple system, and I'll show you the water system I set up just in case you can see it. So those red things are the nipples that they drink out of. You don't really need to show them how to drink out of it. For some reason, the red color instantly brings them to that place to drink the water. So those are probably some big things that I would address immediately as well. Something about them peeing and pooping in their water and then drinking it just doesn't work for me. So I feel like if you do those 2 things and address them right when you get the chickens, you're gonna have a much better experience. Now, I leave my chickens to roam the earth. They don't jump the fence. I've seen them perch up on the handle of this chicken coop in the summertime, and I come out here before sundown. They naturally will come into their coop in the winter, but for some reason, since it's warmer out, they've been perching to sleep up on the handle, and I don't want that. But otherwise, they'll naturally, when the sun comes down, come into their coop and sleep. And that's another good thing. I don't have to come out here every night and make sure that they're in bed. They normally do it on their own, but with the exception of this one-off, I may have to do something with the handle to make them less likely to do that. They don't try to hop my 6-foot fence. I think they know it's safe in here and there's plenty of food, so they stay. Again, I spoke briefly about them trying to eat the bees in the bees episode, and I addressed that problem by raising up the beehive another foot so they can't reach their head up in there to start pecking at the entrance to the beehive. They were getting stung, so you could tell they were getting stung. They were shaking themselves, and I think that's part of the reason chickens aren't the brightest animal. So they do show intelligence in other areas, but when it comes to eating, I think that they'll do whatever it takes to get it done. Now I'm going to flip the camera around and show you the chickens a little bit more. Here you can see them. This is what they kind of do all day. They randomly dig holes. The compost provides them with plenty of food, so they just turn the earth and eat. Every week when I mow the lawn, I dump the leaf clippings in here, and between them and the rabbit, they will eat it and turn it, and within a week you won't even know that there were lawn clippings in here. So they are an excellent composter, and to mix the two together is kind of like a lazy man's dream. Prior to doing my compost this way, I had compost heaps, and that was not a lot of fun. Turning a compost heap is kind of just a pain, and this way the chickens are turning it for me and eating it and helping process that compost. It took a lot longer for things to compost without the chickens around. So also I noticed there's a huge decline in visible doo-doo, because it looks like they keep burying their doo-doo as they turn the compost, and I don't step in it as much. So another really important thing if you're really seriously considering getting chickens is to do a little research with your state laws. I'm here in the state of Nevada, and we have a nuisance law. Otherwise, you're allowed to have chickens. I did 4 because I thought that was a good magic number. They didn't really decipher how many chickens you can have, but if the neighbors call and say this is a nuisance, you should not have chickens, because if you know you have a neighbor that's not very nice and they're probably going to call on you, not a good idea. I looked out, I put these chickens in the side of my yard where there's no houses around them. They don't make a ton of noise. They do have some weird kind of crow that they make when they're laying eggs, but it's nothing that I would consider a nuisance. Nothing like a rooster going, the full blown. But they do make a noise, so keep that in mind as well. The same thing with bees. I would always research the state laws. I also looked at the state laws for the state of Nevada, and they have the same kind of laws for the bees that they do for the chickens. They have a nuisance law. Again, if someone doesn't like the bees, complains about them, then you got to get rid of them. So kind of taking my chances with the bees as well. Again, they're on the side of my yard where people don't go. They have water area to drink, so I feel like, as long as I keep them here, no one will be having a problem with them. I did tell all my immediate neighbors around about the bees, and they're aware of them, and they're on the same page as me, that it's better that I have them and keep them alive than the alternative of us continuing to watch the bee population decline. So with that, I'll continue my episodes of the chickens to come. We'll kind of develop some good ideas around good episodes moving forward. So shout out today. I want to give a shout out tonight to my neighbor Ann. Neighbor Ann gave us this chicken coop as a wedding gift when my wife and I got married. I had no real interest in getting chickens at the time, but when she bought me the chicken coop, she kind of knew that I would do it if I had a chicken coop, and she liked eggs too, so here I am with the chicken coop. And I thank you, neighbor Ann. This has been an incredible experience, and it was a pretty random gift, but you know me well enough to know that it's a gift that I would totally want, and it was very appreciative. I've had a great experience with these chickens in the coop, and I couldn't be more thankful to you. So with that, mahalo for watching, and have a good night, everyone.